Yeah, g'day guys, welcome back. I'm down the creek today. Gonna come for a few barra, hopefully. Try for a few barra, salmon, maybe a few grunner, bream, flathead, cod, all that sort of stuff. Three main objectives today. A few videos ago, I showed you how to rig plastics weedless. Okay, so I want to show you now in action how that works. So I've come loaded with me ever faithful 4-inch atomic prong, weedless. Once again, as you see, that hook barb and point is flat along the dorsal side of that lure, so it doesn't snag up on the rocks or mangrove roots, trees, whatever. Another massive objective, in a previous video also, I spoke about the new atomic reel baits. So I want to give that a little bit of a run today. That little herring, that looks awesome. A little 100mm jelly bean. I reckon that's going to get nailed. That little kicker tail, I reckon just throw that out, slow wind it back in, and that tail will do all the work for me. Give it the occasional twitch, but it looks pretty good and just a perfect little size as well. And I don't know if you can see that boat over there through the fog, but that's me mate Dan, who usually fishes with me in my boat. He's got his brother here today. His name's Shane. He's from WA, and they fished for about 6 days so far, and he just wants more than anything to catch a barra. So hopefully we'll get that done today. So 3 objectives: show you how the plastic works weedless, show you the atomic reel baits herring, and see if old mate Shane over there can get a barra. So he'd be over the moon. You'll probably be hearing him from your living rooms pretty much live if he catches one. I reckon it'll be pretty loud with excitement. So we'll see how we go, eh? Set my motor guide up to track in a straight line that away, so I can take me along the edge of these mangroves here. Well, that's a bit light. Okay, so I need to get it a little bit closer. But starting out with the atomic reel baits herring at the moment, give it a little bit of a run. Really neap tides today. I love fishing the creeks on a neap tide. It's only a 3.6 metre high down to 1.9 metre low, so it's only about 1.7 metres a run today, which is pretty small for Mackay, considering we do get 6 metres of tide, 6.5 metres of tidal variation. Nice and neap today, so I do love fishing the creeks on the neeps. Let's see how we go. You may notice from my video there was a treble on the bottom side of this lure. I have taken it off today. I've opted to do that because I'm throwing over a lot of laydown timber. As you can see over there, I don't want it to snag up and spook the fish when I go in there to retrieve it, so I've taken that off. Hopefully it doesn't affect the hookup rate too much, but hopefully it won't snag up as much either. Just wait and see. But it looks really nice. Water's a really nice colour. There's bait chopping around. Dan just got himself a little flathead over there off the sticks, believe it or not. So it's all looking good. I've just marked a big bunch of fish on the bottom. So I've thrown out that little herring, that 100mm, let it sink to the bottom, and then just slow rolling it back along the bottom. See if we can pick up what they are. You can see them on the sounder there now, on the big HDS. Fish down there. A few snags as well, so let's see if we can pick something up. I just threw that right in behind that stick then, without fear of tangling up. Any other lure it would have. Just hopping this atomic prong, this weedless prong, over all this laydown timber, all these logs and that. And it's hitting every time, hitting the logs, but obviously not fouling up because it doesn't have those treble hooks. The weedless is the way to go. I'll just hopefully show you what happens when the fish grabs it and that plastic crunches down into that gape like I was saying in the video. Yep, fish on here. Something. What have we got? Big bream. Pretty nice bream actually. Whee! Atomic semi-hard vibe, 50 mil. People down south are going nuts over this. That's a good bream. Ow, 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 ow. Chill, bro. Hey, 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 settle, settle, settle. Nice bream. Atomic semi-hard vibe in his gob. Better spot lock that. He'd be close to 30 centimetres, this guy, 32. Pretty good fish. That is a good bream. He'd be over 32 centimetres, a good black bream. One of the massive advantages of using these atomic semi-hard vibes is obviously they sink. So you can work the whole water column, basically the whole entire depth of the water column. Throwing it up into the shallows, where the rocks are and where the trees are, mangrove roots. And I'm just letting it sink down the drop off back to the boat. I'm back in over 4 meters of water here. So I just keep it in contact with the bottom. Just hop it back along the bottom, back towards me. Work that whole depth of the water column. Massive, massive turtle. Up. Oh, come on, buddy. Come up. He's big. Coming up. Oh yeah, you're massive, mate. Unreal. Beautiful. Bream there, look at him. Big bream. Oh. My guess is a cod. Not big, not doing much, probably a codley. And it is codley. You can pick them. Gold spot estuary cod. Had a little nip out of his tail. So that's a 4-inch weedless atomic prong in his mouth, and you can see how the hook up's in the corner of the jaw there. Plastic compresses down into the gape of that hook, and then you always get him in the corner of the jaw. That's how it is with weedless. You can slow roll it over all the nasty structure. The fish comes out and grabs it, and you hook up. You don't snag up in the trees. It's pretty cool. Nice little gold spot estuary cod on the prong. Gee, buddy. Another cod, I reckon. Coming to the top like a cod. Yeah, it's a cod. They're a sucker for a prong, these things. Gold spot estuary cod on the prong. See the plastic squashes down into that gape. What's he been eating? Herring. Typical cod fashion. Eat another lure while it's got a mouthful of something else. Partially digested herring. Throw from this morning. Stinks. Woo. On again. I think it's another cod, just the way it hit, and now it's sort of not doing a lot. Yeah, a little cod again. Geez, a million cod out. Bloody hell. Some bit bigger and different would be nice. They're loving that white prong in this slightly dirtier water. Sticks out pretty well on the white. Massive, bro. Just fell out too, look at that. See, buddy? And just straighten him back out. Good to go again. What do we got? There's the cod again. Cod number 23. Hit it pretty hard. I thought I had something bigger then. Another cod. Bazillionth cod for the day on the little vibe. Gold spot estuary cod. Geez, a barra would be nice, or a finger mark or something like that. Something a bit different. Please don't be a cod. Be something else. Feels codly. Cod. Codly. I'll give you 3 guesses. Oh. You'll only need 1.
You're the cod king, eh?
Oh yeah. Cod king, alright.
We had 2 in the boat at one stage.
Surprised we're not getting 2 on 1 lure. I've got something here on the reel baits, herring. What do we got? Little flatty. Little flathead on the herring. First fish on the atomic reel baits herring. There you go. Little flatty. Cool. Yeah. First fish on the atomic reel baits herring. Little flatty. He'd go legal, but I'm going to release him anyway. Oh, mate. What do we got here? $10 on another cod. No, don't know. Oh, it's even worse. Queen salmon. Oh my god. I don't even know if that's what these are called. Queen salmon, Cooktown salmon. They're good for nothing, though. They're like part queenie, part trevally looking, aren't they? Part archerfish. Oh. What have we got here? What have we got here? Wow. And then Cooktown salmon again. If that is what they're actually called, just leave it in the comments. Love to know. Alternatively, if it's not, same again. You can let me know what the hell that is. Cooktown salmon or Queen salmon, that's what I call them. AKA pain in the butt. I don't know what I got here, but it is tiny. What do we got? Tiny flathead, is it? Wow. Huh. Tiny dusky, look at it. Just hatched, mate. Hey, buddy. There you go. Oh, 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 oh. There you go. It's like a gecko. It's that big. Ow! So I'm just working this edge in front of me here. Still dropping tide. It's the last of the run out now, but obviously you've got that little discoloured water from the runoff coming off the flats, the mud flats at the moment, and then it sort of just drops off into the deeper water, and then there's a bit of a colour change with the blue water. I'm assuming the last of the run out, there should be flathead all along this drop off here, waiting for things getting washed off the flats and out of these little feeder drains and gullies and little creeks out into the main channel where they're sitting and waiting. So I've got the little vibe on. I've caught a couple of flathead now, a bunch of cod today, some queen salmon, big bream. Nothing substantial though, no big barra, no jacks, no threadies. It's been hard work today, but the day's not over yet. And like I've mentioned in previous videos, the first of the run in is my favourite time to fish. And that'll be coming up probably in the next hour or so. It'll be starting to turn. And I've got the spot where I need to be at that point, where I've caught good fish in the past on the turn, threadfin salmon and barra. So hopefully show you one of those and not a snag like I've got now. This is better. It's ready. Yeah, baby. Oh, that's hard work netting by yourself, eh? Oh, that's a nice fish. Yeah, boy. Nice, thready. On the 50mm atomic semi-hard vibe, the tiniest lure They do catch good fish. That is a nice little thready. He'd be legal for sure. Hard work netting by yourself, especially these big nets. They draw a lot of water. They're hard to push through the water because those holes are so close. So you really had to get the head up, wait till they're real tired, and then put in. Go too early and it'll keep kicking. But what I did do is I backed that drag off because it was such a light lure, small lure. If it engulfed it, it probably would have chafed through that leader because of that extra time I took to catch that fish. So I backed the drag off, and I can see a little bit of chafe on the line there, so got lucky, and didn't want the hooks to straighten out either because they are tiny hooks, and got this guy, and that's coming home for dinner. You! Hey! I'm happy with that. There we go. Threadfin salmon. He'd be legal too. On the little atomic semi-hard vibe. Getting it done. What do you reckon, boys? That'll do. That'll do. Little vibe. Unreal. Smallest, tiniest hooks. That's why you've got to go a bit lighter on them, a bit easier on them. They're not going to brick you out here, so back that drag off and let them go. Otherwise you'll straighten them hooks out, as well as chafe the leader through. So got lucky with that, but I'm pretty pumped with that. Best fish of the day so far, so pretty stoked. Guys, I'm stoked with that fish. Like I said, it's been a quiet day. We've got a bunch of cod, small flathead, bunch of bream, a lot of smaller stuff. Quite a few fish, but still nothing huge until that threadfin. Then I'm pretty stoked with that. He's a good fish, and once again caught on nothing other than the 50mm atomic semi-hard vibe. What I've been sort of raving about in previous videos. They catch smaller fish through to larger fish. Well, you've seen it there. Decent threadfin salmon on a tiny 50mm lure, and the hooks stayed. These are just the standard hooks out of the box too. I haven't tricked these ones up. These are just the standard ones. I did have to, once I got a look at him and I knew he was a good fish, I did back that drag off so it didn't exert the pressure. So if he wanted to run, he could without the fear of straightening or bending out a hook or chafing through that leader. So got to play it a bit smart sometimes. Back that drag off, take your time. And I was freaking out a bit because I am fishing in my boat by myself today. I usually got a mate to net the fish, which makes it a lot easier. It is a lot harder when you're by yourself. They do draw a lot of water. The holes are really close together, so it takes a lot to scoop them through the water because of the resistance when you do hit the water. But I just had to wait till that fish was tired, get his head right up and go in hard with that net, and got him. Super stoked about that. You boys, have got a little salmon over there and a little cod. Oh sorry, salmon and a little flathead. I got this little Cooktown salmon again. These things are thick. One of the last fish of the day. And what else but a codley, all around that size, probably just under legal. They're actually quite good eating fish, cod. They get a bad rap because they smell and they're pretty slimy, but the flesh is pretty white. Not this guy's legal, but we'll get him back anyway. That weedless prong, that hooked right in the jaw hinge, as I've mentioned. It's an unreal way to fish. Awesome. And he's got a little barra. Hey, is that your first barra?
No.
It's not your first?
Well, it's only second or third. Yeah.
First one in Mackay.
First one here. There you go.
Little fella, literally 5 minutes before I was about to leave, you ticked it off the list. Well done, mate.
Done, job's done.
Very good.
There you go.
I didn't think we were going to see one of them today, but you pulled it out at 5 minutes to midnight.
There we go. No.
Unreal. Yeah guys, just closing out today's session. You just saw it. There were 3 things I wanted to tick off the list today. I wanted to get a fish on the new atomic reel baits herring. Tick. Got the flathead. What else? I wanted to show you how the atomic prong weedless hooked the fish, and then in the corner of the jaw, and then the plastic goes down into the gape of the hook, and you hook them in the corner of the jaw using weedless hooks to throw it right into the snags and not snag up from a previous video. And then the barramundi that Shane wanted to catch I think it's like his second ever barramundi. He's been fishing for a week in Mackay, and that's his first one for the trip. Literally, I'm literally packed up. My rods are all buckled up, ready to go. Boat's all ship shape, ready to go back across the bay. At 5 minutes to midnight, he ticks off the third thing off the list, literally about to leave. It was a pretty hard day, lots of cod, lots of bream, lots of those Cooktown salmon, queen salmon things. If that's not the name, please let me know in the comments. I was pretty stoked to get a nice threadfin, actually, on the Atomic 50mm semi-hard vibe. So it was hard work today, but that fish for me really made it worth it. They're beautiful chewing. He's joining me for a lunch date or dinner date tonight. So yeah, massive day, lots of little fish, a couple of bigger fish, and 3 things ticked off the list that we wanted to do. So pretty happy that, mission accomplished. Gonna head home now, clean the boat, clean the fish, have a beer. See you next time, guys, and don't forget to subscribe. Cheers, thank you, bye.